Hello everybody, welcome back to the 3D Critic channel. I am David, your host, and today I'm going to be talking about the Jordan Luka 2s. Break it down section by section for you guys and give my final thoughts on it and compare it to the Luka 1s to see if it is a significant upgrade as well. So to start everything off, the original retail price is $130 for the Luka 2, which is a $20 increase for the Luka 1. So I'm expecting to see some significant upgrades in given the price tag that it has. So if you guys are interested in the Luka 2s, I will leave a link in the description box below, as well as a link for the Luka 1s. And with that being said, let's get back into it. So for traction, we're getting a full-length translucent outsole with a multi-directional traction pattern that looks very similar to the traction pattern on the Luka 1s with this maze-like pattern. So the traction overall is pretty good in my opinion and really similar to the Luka 1s. On a clean court, you're going to get a lot of grip, especially with lateral movements. You're able to create a lot of space to get an open shot, as well as be very contested when you are being a primary defender as well. You are able to stay toe-to-toe with anybody who you're guarding on the court, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the shoe. And with vertical movements as well, you are able to create a lot of space when you are doing pick and rolls and getting a quick first step, and you get like a really nice launch off of the floor, and you get a lot of space going for layups, as well as step backs. You're going to create a lot of space as well, and you'll be really active as well overall, moving around a lot, and this was really nice. However, on a dusty court, it is a literal dust magnet. The traction pattern itself with the rubber, it is really sticky and it collects dust really frequently, and you have to consistently wipe it every now and then. And in the back, it collects to the point where it gets like really gunky and you have to like rigorously wipe it off. So keep in mind that you have to clean it every now and then and wipe consistently. That way you can get the best out of the traction. And when it comes to overall durability, it's holding up pretty well. However, in the edges of the traction pattern, like right here, it is starting to fray off on the edge in the forefoot, as well as a little bit in the edge right here. And I started experiencing that literally the first game I played in them. So I would avoid these outdoors. Just make sure you keep it outdoors and not play in them too often. So the traction overall, in my opinion, it's really grippy and really comparable to the Luka 1s. With lateral movements and vertical movements, you will be good to go in that respect. But the downsides, it gets really dusty really frequently, and the durability isn't as good as the Luka 1s. Maybe considering that it is a translucent outsole and the Luka 1s that I've tried had a rubber outsole. So make sure to be wary of that and look for options that have a rubber outsole. It'll probably be more durable that way. And because of all that, I'm going to give the traction on the Luka 2s a 8.5 out of 10. Now the cushion on the Luka 2 is a full-length Formula 23 foam with a similar isoplate shank plate that you can see in the midfoot right here, as well as in the forefoot. And you can also visibly see it on the bottom of the traction pattern right here. And on the other side of the traction pattern, it is a wedge that you can see that is divided here with a red foam, which is a Cushlon 3.0 foam, which is slightly softer compared to the Formula 23 foam itself. So the cushion, in my opinion, is a definite upgrade to the Luka 1s, mainly in the forefoot. The combination of the Cushlon as well as the regular Formula 23 foam gives it a really nice responsive feel. I was able to react to people's jump shots really quickly. When I'm toe-to-toe with them, I was able to block their shots as well. And running up to contest people's jump shots as well, I was able to generate a lot of speed in that regard. And it has a really bouncy feel as well. It was very surprising at first when I was playing in them, mainly due to the isoplate structure in the forefoot here with the combination of the foam itself. It gives it a really nice springboard effect, and I was able to get a lot of rebounds as well in that front. It's a really energetic shoe in the forefoot, and I really enjoy that aspect of the cushion setup. In the heel, it provides adequate impact protection, similar to the Luka 1s in that respect. It feels really nice and compressed in the heel. However, it does bottom out after a while, and it gets a little firm for my liking. And I was dealing with aches in my back as well, considering how firm the foam is in the back of the heel. And that's mainly the only downside to this cushioning setup. But overall, the heel to toe transition was really nice and fluid. I was able to transition myself from offense to defense, running up and down the court. It was really nice and fluid, and I like the flow that I had with every single step that I take in this shoe. So overall, the Luka 2's cushioning setup is a definite upgrade to the Luka 1 in my opinion. The forefoot cushioning is a definite step up. It is really responsive and bouncy as well. But the impact protection in the heel is pretty much the same overall in my opinion. So for that, I'm going to give the cushion a 8 out of 10. So for materials, you're going to get a combination of this textile material here, along with some synthetic leather panels all around the lateral, forefoot, and medial side of the shoe. And on the tongue, you're going to get the same combination as well. You're going to get some decent padding on the tongue itself with a pull tab, and in the heel, you're going to get some nice padding in the heel cup area as well. So the materials, in my opinion, is a slight upgrade compared to the Luka ones. With the synthetic leather panels as well as the textiles, it feels really nice and rugged on your foot. In the forefoot section, it does pinch a little bit on my toes. However, once you break it in, it will eventually stop pinching you, and it is overall really flexible as a whole, and it's really comfortable under your foot as well. It moves with your foot really well. However, I don't like the noises that it makes when you are tying the shoelaces as well. So that's like the only ick I have when it comes to that. In the heel, it's really nice and padded. In the tongue, I didn't experience any pinching, considering that the lacing system is integrated with the material itself. So I like it overall. I like the whole silhouette as well. It's a definite upgrade when it comes to looks as well in that front. So overall, I'm going to give it a slight advantage to the Luka 2s, and because of that, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. So the overall fit for me, I would go down half a size personally, because the length of the shoe runs a little long. I get a little bit of dead space in the toe box right here. Width-wise, it's actually really nice and snug, and it gives you enough maneuverability to move around in the footbed, but you don't move around a lot. So if you have a narrow foot, I would go down half a size as well. If you're a wide foot, I recommend that you go true to size to double check if the width is good enough for you, because it does run a little narrow in my opinion here. So double check with that, and if it is a little wide for you, I recommend that you go up half a size as well. So for the overall fit, because of that, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. So the lockdown overall, in my opinion, is actually really good. In the forefoot, it is really snug width-wise. That way you won't move around side to side in the footbed. But with the dead space and the toe box, you are going to move a little bit when it comes to doing hard stops. So be mindful of that. In the midfoot, the lacing system is integrated with the material, so it wraps your foot really well, and you won't move around in the midfoot at all because of that. And in the heel, it's really good. However, there is a little bit of heel slippage, but it's nothing serious. I didn't fly out of my shoes in that respect. It's overall pretty good, and it wraps the ankle area really well, and you don't move around that much in that respect. So overall, the lockdown is really good, but compared to the Luka ones, it's slightly better, the Luka ones, because the fit was pretty much one-to-one. The lacing system as well as the ankle area kept everything well in place, and I wasn't moving around at all. So a thumbs up for the Luka ones compared to the Luka 2s, and because of that, the Luka 2s, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Now for support, you're going to get a nice wide stable base in the forefoot, and you're also going to get a iso plate, which is a shank plate, which helps with the overall torsional support, and it provides a lateral support as well, because it goes all the way up to the midfoot, and as well as in the toe box area right here. And on the edge, you're going to get a little outrigger, which helps prevent you from rolling your ankles. And you are sitting in the midsole a little bit, that way you won't roll your ankle over. And the plate here as well helps crater the forefoot here as well. And in the overall materials itself, it is really nice and sturdy and won't give out on you. And in the back, you're going to get a really rugged internal TPU heel counter, which helps prevent you from moving side to side in the back of the shoe. So the overall support, in my opinion, ticks all of the boxes that you need when it comes to overall support. The outsole gives you a really nice wide stable base, that way you are stable on your own 2 feet at all times when you're crashing the boards and coming down for it as well. The outsole gives you a really nice decent outrigger, that way you won't roll your ankle over. And the shank plate itself gives you really good torsional support, and it also acts as a lateral sidewall as well, because it extends all the way up to the material and provides really good lateral support as well. The material itself is really nice and sturdy, and it doesn't give up on you when you are moving around a lot in the shoe. And the internal TPU heel counter is really rugged, and it prevents you from moving your heel from side to side in the shoe. It is really good, really comparable to the Luka ones, but I prefer the Luka 2s mainly because it is a mid-top and the Luka one is a low top, which gives more security in that respect. It's a placebo effect, I understand that, but it gives me overall better support in my opinion, and because of that, I'm going to give the support a 10 out of 10. So to sum it up for you guys, I would absolutely recommend the Luka 2s because the traction is really nice and grippy on a clean court with lateral movements and vertical movements as well. The cushion is really nice, responsive, and explosive in the forefoot, and it gives you really adequate impact protection. The materials is really nice and comfortable once you break it in, and it's really supportive on your foot as well, and you are in the shoe at all times. And the support overall is one of the best that I've had so far with everything that you get, and you get really good confidence to do anything that you want to do on the court with ease. And it was a very nice, fun shoe to play in, and it is a definite upgrade to the Luka ones. The $20 increase is sort of justified in my opinion. If there are rubber versions of this outsole for the Luka 2s, it will be a definite it would definitely be justified in that respect. But overall, I would recommend it over the Luka ones in that respect. And that is my review on the Jordan Luka 2s. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below on your thoughts on the Luka 2s, any experiences that you have had with them so far, and any other questions that you might have for me as well. I would appreciate your thoughts on the Luka ones as well in the comments, and if it is comparable to the Luka 2s, if not better. I appreciate the feedback on that as well. If you guys are interested in my review on the Luka ones, I will leave it on this side of the screen if you guys are interested. If you want to support this channel, hit the subscribe button down below. It is greatly appreciated as always. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, I will leave my information to those accounts in the description box below. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope this was beneficial to you guys. And until next time, keep shooting.